Hi everyone, Team Agro here. Sorry about not uploading any video in the past few months, but now I should be good and back, and I'll try to upload video at least every 2-3 weeks, since I don't have too much new content. But at least I'll try to get a Cardfight video up there every 2-3 weeks at the longest. So now for this video, I'm gonna tell you guys my deck profile for Nectar that just came out yesterday from the Ultra Rare set. So now nothing more, let's get into it. Okay, for starter, we have Kara, I believe, which she is pretty much the basic starter, just when you roll upon draw a card. So basic standard starters. And then next, onward to grade 3. I kind of got a mess here since I did not organize the card ahead of time. Okay, that's better. We have 2 Exploding Tomato, which his skill is Act skill, Vanguard / Rearguard. Once per turn, retire 2 plant tokens, draw a card, and this unit gets 10k until end of turn. And his second skill is Auto Rearguard skill. At the end of battle, this unit attacked, retire this unit and call up to 2 plant tokens. So for those of you guys who do not know what plant tokens are, let me grab it real quick. These are the plant tokens. They're just 5k vanilla with 1 crit, and they can boost and they can also attack. So these are the new things that came out also in the Ultra Rare set, especially for Nectar, since the Nectar deck is kind of based around plant tokens, because they use the plant tokens to boost and to power them up, and also use plant tokens to, of course, like Tomato skill, to draw and add powers and all the other stuff. Okay, and next move on to the second grade 3. We got 2 copies of Maiden of Trailing Rose, which her first skill is Auto Vanguard / Rearguard. When placed, call up to 1 plant token to Rearguard, and if this unit is on Vanguard, call up to 2 plant tokens instead of 1. So, and her second skill is Act Vanguard only. Once per turn, counterblast 1, and 3 of your plant tokens gives 5k power until end of the battle. My bad. Until end of the turn. It's not just a battle. And lastly but not least, we got 4 copies of Lily White Musketeer Silica, which I only have 3 right now. I still need to get 1 more copy, but it's the only card I'm missing for the deck. So, which Silica is your main grade 3 that you want to ride, but because of her skill, you preferably want to ride her second. And now let's get into her skill. Which her skill is Act Vanguard Circle. Once per turn, you may counterblast 1 and retire a Rearguard. Look at top 5 cards of your deck, call up to 2 from among them to Rearguard, and shuffle your deck. If your soul has a grade 3, call up to 3 cards instead of 2, and 3 units in your front row gets 10k power until end of turn. So she's your main grade 3, but preferably you want to either ride on Rose or on Tomato first, just get you a little bit early game push, and then you can start doing all your combos and mechanics start with Silica. And next, grade 2. For grade 2, I'm running 4 copies of Spirit Tree Sage Idrisil, Irminsu. I don't know why I was thinking Idrisil, but Irminsu, which his skill is Auto Rearguard skill. When placed, if you have 2 or more grade 0 Rearguards, which pretty much is your plant tokens or triggers. But most of the time, it's going to be your plant tokens. So then, counterblast 1, draw a card, and all of your unit in the same column as this unit gets 5k until end of the turn. So it's a great card to boost up the entire column's power. And next, we got 4 copies of Lily of the Valley Musketeer Calvin. I think I butchered his name. So his skill is when Auto Rearguard skill. When placed, this unit gets 5k until end of turn for each of your grade 0 Rearguards, which most of the time you're going to have at least 2 plant token, which pretty much grade 0 Rearguards on your field. So he's pretty much gonna be a 20k attacker. At the worst case, he's still a 10k attacker. But with this deck, pretty much most of the time, if not most all the time, you have at least 2 triggers. If not, the very least you have 1. But I so far with my test playing, I never went to a single game without any plant token. Even if I'm playing against a Kagura player to retire my plant tokens, next round I pretty much get them called right back. So he's a really good grade 2. And our last grade 2, which are pretty much our right target, is 4 copies of Prince Musketeer Silva, which her skill is auto Vanguard / rearguard. When placed, you may call up to call a plant token to rearguard. Which pretty much, if you are let's see, even if you're going first or second, it doesn't really matter with her, since at that point when you're riding grade 2 you can attack. But with her, you can call her the Vanguard, and then call a plant token right behind her. That way, that make her column a 15k attacker, even in early game. So that's pretty good with early game pushing. So she's your right target for grade 2. And over to grade 1, we have 3 copies of Corla Dragon, which I personally think that she's kind of a must, just because even though you build power a lot in this deck, with her you can go even further, just because you're gonna use your main Vanguard skills to call at least 2 cards per turn. Which now let's get to her skill. Which her skill is auto rearguard skill. When your other rearguard is placed by your card's ability, this unit gets 3k until end turn. So with Steel Cut skill, she's getting at least 6k right there. That's if you do not call a different card later on in grade 1 and use that card to call more skill. So if you have her right behind the Vanguard, your Vanguard's going to be pretty beefy attack all by herself. Which with how this deck normally work, for this deck you want to spread out your force marker in your entire front row, so that way each of your columns is going to hit big numbers. But most time when you spread them out, your Vanguard is the lowest number all through your columns. So with her behind the Vanguard, even your Vanguard is going to be a beefy column, especially with the twin drive, so your opponent either have to overguard or take damage, have a chance of you checking a crit and they take 2 damage. So this is a really good card to run. And next we are running 3 copies of Fruit Basket Elf, which Fruit Basket Elf personally is a must-have in this deck. I would love to run 4 copies of her, but my lineup's pretty tight, so I can only do 3 copies. Because I could switch a Airman Sue or Kelvin for her. Sometimes I want the grade 2 extra power to go for the push. So even so, 3 copies still a really good amount, because I hit her a lot. So I pretty much have her at least once or twice per game, even though I'm only running 3 copies. And now let's get into her skill, which her skill is Act Rearguard skill, and Soul Blast 1 and recharge this unit. Call up to 2 plant tokens to rearguard, and if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, those plant token gets 5,000 power until end of turn. Which with that skill, and then that's where the Aquaria Dragon come in, which you can put her right behind your Vanguard. If you manage to use Silka skill, get a Fruit Basket Elf, you call her, use her skill, Soul Blast your starter out. Soul Blast your starter out, or a different card except for grade 3, since you need grade 3 to give your front row 10k. And then, so let's just say you've only called 2 cards out of your 5. So that means Aquaria Dragon already got 6k. So then you use your Fruit Basket Elf skill, Soul Blast 1, retire your Fruit Basket Elf, and then you're calling another 2 cards with a card ability. So that means Fruit Basket Elf is gonna get 12k. No, not my bad. That means Aquaria Dragon is gonna get 12k power just from that. Which you could go for push a little bit more, give her about 15k. Something can even go to around, I think, 20 something ish. Which with that, just if you do that, you're pretty much betting a lot on your Vanguard attack. Since if you do that, you will be getting rid of certain cards that are key pieces just for making Crow Dragon more hit harder. Actually, making the Vanguard column hit harder. And our next grade one is 4 copies of Lily of the Valley Musketeer Rebecca. Sorry about my pronouncing. I'm recording this video really late at night, so. Okay, and her skill is auto rearguard. When placed, one of your other grade 1 or less unit gets 5,000 power until in the turn. And then her second skill is auto rearguard at the end of your turn. Soul Blast 1, return this Soul Blast 1 and retire a plant token and return this unit into your hand. So you can pretty much bounce her back in hand because you need some extra guard for your opponent's coming up turn. Or you can just pretty much leave her there, because I don't see myself using her second ability that much, because this deck is really resource heavy. So you gotta manage all your resource. Is really resource management. That is what kills the deck at times. If you're horrible at managing your resource, you're pretty much gonna brick to the point that you can do anything since you have no resource left. So this deck is kind of a balance of managing your resource and then get your high power column combos off. Which most of what I don't suggest using her second ability, because only use her second ability if you think you do not have enough cards in your hand to guard your next turn, and if you don't guard, you're probably gonna lose the game. Then you can try to bounce her back to give that extra 10k shield. Or you can technically do it for next turn, so you can give a grade 1 or 0 5k, but because the amount of power you're generating in all your columns, that 5k could matter later on or could not. So you're pretty much gambling if you bounce her back at times. And last grade 1, we're running 4 copies of Dandelion Musketeer America, which her skill is auto Vanguard / rearguard. When placed, Soul Blast 1 and call a plant token to the same column as this unit. And her second skill is rearguard skill, auto rearguard skill. When your other unit is placed in the same column as this unit gets 3k until end of turn. Which she is your grade 1 right target. So if you're going second, you can ride on her, use her skill Soul Blast 1, which most time pretty much gonna be, actually not most time, it's gonna be your starter. You Soul Blast your starter, you call a plant token right behind her, and then you got a 13k at column right there just for the first attack of the game. So she's really good grade 1. Definitely your right target if you're going second, since that way you can hit your opponent with a larger number than as your grade 2s and grade 1s before you guys even get into grade 2 and grade 1. And now lastly, let's get into triggers. For triggers, we're running 4 heal, 4 draw PG, and also 8 crit. I can't get it off camera, and 8 critical trigger. So yeah, I find myself drawing a lot even if I don't get a draw PG. So 4 draw PG is all you need. You don't want to draw anymore, because I've been playing a few games that I decked out because the amount that I draw my cards. So okay, now last thing before I leave, plant tokens. There are no set rules for how many plant tokens you can have, so you can have as many as you want. That's why I got entire set of I think 50 plant token sleeves. So there is no limits on plant token you have that you can have, but you cannot use them. You just have them to have them. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe and comment down below about what you think about deck list and what you think might work better than others. I'm still test playing the deck, but so far this is the best setup I found for me so far. You guys' opinion might be different, but comment down below about your opinion and subscribe to the channel. So thanks for watching, and Team Aggro out.